welcome to this edition of Here for Africa. My name is Charles Gitonga and I am in Nairobi. Involvement of women in business leadership has been an ongoing campaign across the continent, but more specifically, there has been efforts to overcome the gender barriers in technology, which is perceived to be a male-dominated area. In Rwanda's capital Kigali, Clarisse Iribagiza goes about the tasks she's come to master over the past 7 years as a CEO and co-founder of mobile technology firm DMM Labs. By enabling integration of mobile payments and connecting companies to customers, Clarisse has risen to become one of the leading young women entrepreneurs in technology in her country.
My experience has been one that's absolutely been exhilarating. It's been a journey of constant growth. We've had to constantly remain relevant to the market that we're serving, but it's been an exciting journey. We've worked in several industries, from transportation to healthcare to agriculture, building mobile technologies and different types of software just to empower people.
Across borders in Nigeria, Nkem Bell leads Future Software Resources, whose business lines cut across SME solutions, e-learning, and IT consultancy.
We've been in the market for the past 9 years, and we basically have 3 focus areas, which are online solutions. So we provide online solutions, digital marketing, website development, social media management for SMEs, right? That's our target demographic. The second focus area is e-learning, so we build e-learning content for both corporates as well as educational institutions. So whether it's a school or a training institute, we can create content, both animated content, video content, any kind of content that kind of goes into 21st century e-learning.
Clarisse and Nkem are among the growing breed of women in Africa who are taking the lead in investing in technology. Globally, women account for about 40% of the workforce according to the World Bank. But earlier this year, IT Governance Association ISACA found that in every 4 technology jobs in the world, only 1 is held by a woman.
Sadly, women are at the bottom of the economic pyramid due to our current social, legal, economic, and political structures that we need to change. As many case studies have shown, true and equitable wealth creation can never take place in our communities without the active and equal participation of women.
The gender gap in technology has now become a critical agenda in the continent, where innovation is driving growth in key economic areas such as finance and agriculture. The main talking point is the barriers women face while launching businesses in technology, and access to capital appears to be the biggest of them all.
The main challenge that, every entrepreneur will talk about, but certainly for women, it affects women more, is access to capital. And it's access to capital that is the type of capital that women are looking for. So women, there's a lot of research that's been shown for East Africa in particular, that women's businesses are smaller than male-led businesses, and part of that is that 60% of women entrepreneurs have not gone out to seek bank funding. They self-select out, they don't think they might not be loan worthy. There's a lot of reasons for it, but even if you look at the spectrum of types of capital, women don't feel that, yes, they want to grow their businesses, but they don't feel like the structure of capital available is what they need to grow those businesses.
In terms of investors deliberately seeking women, probably not so much, but then there are not many women in the tech ecosystem in the first place, right? And then, I've also come across a couple of very unprepared women in the tech space. So also a lot of unprepared men. But, as a woman, you stand out more, right? Because if you go for a pitch, there are probably, let's say, 30 men and then 1 woman. So, the investors are keen to see what you have to say.
Many women don't realize their businesses are so single-focused. Myself, and a few employees. And by the time some of them come to look for money, they're just looking for money and they don't know the business case of what they want to do. They want to scale up. You ask them how they want to scale up, they cannot really explain it properly. But even those who can then explain it properly still have a challenge in that they don't know how to actually access that finance or where it is.
Another common obstacle is less involvement of women in science, technology, engineering and mathematics in both education and lines of work.
Black Women in Science, I started because I was in the research industry and I'm a scientist. So during my process and as I was growing in my research industry, I started seeing that there were gaps in science. I started seeing that there's a need of support and there's a need of support that I need aside from just my science career, but just my business career, my personal career, and in developing my own knowledge around placing myself in the real world. So Black Women in Science stemmed from me just growing and seeing that there's less of us as I'm going up in my research career, and also there's a need for, I also wanted more business skills in my own career.
So I think science, technology, engineering and mathematics is going to be such a crucial part of our future here on Earth. It's absolutely essential that we have girls, boys, everyone possible getting involved in the field who finds that interesting. You know, technology, understanding computer coding and those kinds of aspects of life are such a central part of the way that we interact every day. So how to encourage more students to get involved? Well, I think we should just not discourage them. I think humans are naturally curious. You know, science is just about looking around at reality, posing questions that help you get closer to an answer about how things work.
In spite of the challenges, there are women who've made it big in Africa's technology space. From Catherine Adeya-Weya, who led Kenya's ambitious Technopolis project called Konza, to Adriana Marie, who is the head of innovation at SAP Africa. She is among the top 100 candidates in the Mars One project that will see the first humans establish a permanent colony in planet Mars by the year 2035.
Well, we'll be the first humans to get to Mars if everything goes to plan, so we'll be developing the infrastructure necessary for return travel. And yeah, the excitement of doing something that no one's done before is, for me, excitement. For others, it's fear. So I think it's not for everyone to be the first humans to explore a new planet, but that's certainly the challenge of doing something completely new is the attraction for me.
The success stories of African women in technology are playing a significant role in mentoring and inspiring the next generation.
Mentorship is key. I have to tell you that my advice is that you don't go it alone. Don't try to do this journey by yourself. Not only do I encourage women to take up a mentor, and that mentor can be, you know, any gender, but I also encourage you to be a mentor. It's really important that we remember how we gained our access, and then we have to turn and reach back and pull others along the way.
Mentorship needs to be in a structured way. Many of them come to us on an individual basis, and it shows us there's an opportunity for us to be able to do it in a more consolidated manner. A more consolidated manner requires processes. Mentorship and role modeling cannot be done in this particular arena the way it's always been done. It's not through presentations and talks anymore. It's training and hands-on, literally getting some of these young ladies to mirror us.
As a shot in the arm to the mentoring initiatives by individuals, organizations are investing in training and nurturing women in technology. For instance, Standard Chartered Bank has rolled out a 10-week incubation program for women-owned small enterprises in Kenya.
I think it's a combination of two very powerful forces. Women who are coming increasingly large numbers into the workplace, especially in the emerging markets. I think the West was ahead, the developed markets were ahead, but in the emerging markets you're now seeing women in much larger, greater numbers coming into the workplace, and then bringing technology together. I think it's going to be a very potent combination. We see this as a platform for providing opportunities to the women entrepreneur to really harness their ideas and take it to a level where they pass the proof of concept and become tangible businesses contributing to society and of course to themselves.
The incubator is the first by Standard Chartered to launch in Africa, having unveiled a similar one in the US in the year 2014. It will also enhance the bank's engagement with startups in the region, especially by positioning them for funding.
Funding is an issue for all startups, and it's a basic issue because banks want some sort of collateral, they want to protect the interests of their depositors, shareholders, and on the other hand the startup wants finances quickly and get on with the idea. I think you need a balance around there, and in many markets we've seen government support play a big role. Mentorship and some of the incubator ideas that we've seen, including the one in this, the Strathmore University that we are associated with, those provide a platform not only to help you with your idea, but also to make it a bankable idea.
With companies and women leaders in technology playing their roles, implementation of government policy will be a major push towards bridging the digital divide.
The policy is not the challenge, it's implementation. And some people need to be brave enough to take a few risks and say, so if she does not have this tax compliance, why can't I facilitate her to get it? Because I saw some women who came and said they only find out about what is wrong with their tax when now they go to apply for the tax compliance.
Rwanda has really been an incubator. The nation itself is an incubator for technology businesses, given the encouragement that is from government for businesses that would like to specifically be in technology. So as Hey, we've had an opportunity to access financing over the last couple of years in many creative ways, whether it's different types of business competitions that we've been a part of, or even investors that we've had to pitch to and invest in our business. So that's what has really kept us going over the last 7 years.
As women look forward to build careers and businesses in technology, where do experts see growth opportunities?
See, the opportunities are phenomenal, okay? And the most important thing is that people who understand the problems, when they get to know technology, they realize, look, I have this problem, but with a mobile application, I could solve it, okay? And not just for me, but I can even make a good business for many other people that have the same problem that I have. So it's not really for me to identify the problems. What I do is to identify the technologies that can help people solve their problems. And out of them knowing what problem they want to solve, then I can help them maybe make a business out of it.
So my advice would be probably, first of all, understand your relevance into the market. I know it sounds heavy, but you've got to really understand where is the country going and what are the skills that they need. Not all science is the correct science. Not all science is your science that's going to make you shine and make you the most relevant person in the world. So first of all, understand in the full context, where do you fit in? And after that, in the business world and in your career, how do you fit into that world? And I think science in its own is great because they're teaching you research and analytical skills, but there is the skill of entrepreneurship and business, and I think that's where most scientists are trying to find themselves, and being CEOs and being directors in businesses. So find out for yourself, how can you make yourself into that position? So understand what it takes to run a business, what it takes to run an NGO, what it takes to run yourself. And in the career that you are in, understand the full cycle of that career, not just the research aspects of it.
Various studies have suggested that having more women in business leadership leads to growth in productivity. In fact, researchers at the Peterson Institute for International Economics found that having women in leadership positions resulted in a 15% increase in profitability. And that's Here for Africa this month. My name is Charles Gitonga, and thank you for watching.